Welcome back to the Vi Media channel. My name is Eric Brown. I am the president of Vi Media and partner at Mogul Holdings, where we specialize in growing home service companies. We have a lot of content on our channel here on Vi Media. So if you want to go back and look at any videos we've made in the past going over Google Business Profile, the basics of SEO, how to properly set up a website, ensuring that your Google Ads account and campaign is set up properly. We have a ton of good info, in past videos. Today, what we're going to be talking about is backlinking. I know it's, from a standpoint of business owners and things like that, it's hard for them to understand what is backlinking, what goes into that, how can you ensure that the company that you're working with or you're doing it yourself, ensuring that you're doing it properly and you're able to, of course, hold that company, of course, accountable as well. So what we're going to do today is dive into really a few of those. And what I want to start off with first, and I've talked about this, go to the Google Business Profile setup. I've talked about this in the past, is making sure that you, of course, have your Google Business Profile set up, right? It's essentially the most important listing on the internet besides, of course, your website. After you have your Google Business Profile, then what you want to do is set up directories or citations. Examples like Yelp, BBB, MapQuest, HotFrog. So there's a ton that you can get on for free. And really the benefit there is all of these backlinks, all of these directories, that you're listing your website on. You're able to talk about all of the services or products that you provide. You're able to put your NAP information in there, being name, address, and phone number, and of course, linking back to your website. And the reason you want to do this is, the backlinks just help Google see the accountability and the credibility of your website. So the more backlinks you have coming in, of course, from authoritative sources, right? Meaning those websites are seen as authoritative by Google. The more likely you are to show up on search engine rankings when someone is searching for what you do, right? That's the whole goal of doing SEO, is to make sure that if someone is searching for the services or products that your company offers, that you're showing up for that, locally in whatever area that you service. So setting up those directories, the nice thing is with setting up directories is that, it shouldn't be an ongoing cost if you're paying for something that is ongoing. I would suggest just doing a little bit of research, looking at either using a company or doing it yourself through other software that we've talked about here actually on this channel in the past to get those built out. Now, obviously, people are going to go to Yelp and BBB and things like that, but there are hundreds that you can build out like HotFrog or Cyclex. No one's going to those websites to search for what you do. It's simply establishing a backlink with Google. So directories or local citations, right? That is the first thing. And the next thing we have are, looking at just editorial backlinks. So editorial backlinks, how you go ahead and get editorial backlinks is by producing high quality content on your website, right? And this can include blog posts, infographics, case studies, white papers, whatever it may be. But let's just take it for an example, right? Your HVAC service company publishes a comprehensive guide on seasonal HVAC maintenance tips. A local home improvement blog might link to it as a resource. So again, you're getting this HVAC blog to link back to your website because what they find is that you produced good quality content on your website that their readers can find useful. Now, obviously, this process will take longer than others because you have to start building your credibility, not only with Google, but with these, different blogs and different websites as well, because of course they have to be able to find and know about you too. But the first step, of course, even if you're just doing SEO to begin with, having guides, blogs, things like that, that's built around, for example, the seasonal HVAC maintenance tips is a great tool to, not only improve people finding you by searching for HVAC company near me, right? But also searching for those, again, seasonal HVAC. What are people, need to do before winter comes or before their heater turns on or before their AC comes on, right? Things like that. People are looking that stuff up, right? So you want to make sure not only from an SEO perspective, but also from a backlink perspective that you're putting good quality content on your website. That way it gives you the actual chance of getting that backlink. Because if you're not producing that content, you don't have a chance of getting that content. We have guest blogging backlinks. Backlinks acquired by writing guest posts on other websites within your industry or local area, right? So The way to get these, reach out to local blogs, industry specific sites, or even local news websites offering to write a guest post. Ensure that your content is relevant and provides value to their audience. So, again, writing an article on the benefits of regular plumbing maintenance if you're a plumber for a local home improvement blog, for in a blog site or an industry specific site, or even local websites in your area. And again, you're providing content for them, right? So they're going to put it on your website. And then, of course, what they'll do as well is they'll backlink back to your website on that blog on their site itself. So just another way to get more citations. Also, what we have is a big thing we've been pushing is local citations. And looking at local backlinks from a standpoint of, there's really a few different ones that we're talking about. Of course, we have local business associations, right, such as the Chamber of Commerce and things like that. Obviously, those are good backlinks. But also what we have locally, like if you're a local service company, you're trying to be found in St. Louis or Houston or Dallas, Los Angeles, Chicago, wherever you're at, if you're trying to be found locally by the people in your area and that's who you service, you want to get backlinks from people locally in your area as well, right? So, of course, like I said, community pages, local news sites, other resources, but looking at your local news, right? Even if it's little townships, newspapers, and things like that, offering, number one, to have high quality content given to them. And then, of course, they're going to obviously backlink to your site. Also, sponsorships is a big one as well. So sponsorship backlinks. So we've been reaching out over the past year to set up relationships in St. Louis and the other cities that we have a lot of clients in order to get backlinks from not only local news stations, but also local nonprofits, right? Local sports teams, high schools, things like that. Because at the end of the day, sponsorship is great, right? Obviously, that money's going to a good place. Usually, if you're putting that money in the right spot. But of course, at the end of the day, really what we're paying for is a backlink, right? We're paying to get a website to link to our website, building credibility and trust, of course, with Google. Therefore, they're going to show you up higher in search engine rankings whenever somebody searches for what you do, right? And one thing I did actually miss previously is social media backlinks. When you're setting up your Google business profile and these other directories, set up all of the social media profiles. It doesn't matter if you don't use TikTok or don't use Pinterest or don't use Threads. You want to have all of these pages set up on social media because, again, you have the availability to put in your name, address, and phone number, talk about all the services, again, that you offer, and then, of course, have a backlink to your website as well, right? So we've talked about a few different ones so far: blogging, editorials, directories, local promotions, even blogs, sponsorships. And the last thing I really wanted to talk about as well is just, PR, right? So obviously you have press releases that you're able to push out. Really the way to go about getting these is to issue press releases about significant business updates, new services, community involvement, or other newsworthy events. Of course, you can use reputable PR distribution services for this, or, reach out to those individual companies themselves. An example is just issuing a press release about opening a new location, for your cleaning service, for example, and having it published on a local news website with a link back to your site, right? So press releases are super important. There's, I will say there's usually good companies that if you're working with a reputable SEO agency, that they should have a good PR partner, and vice versa. If you're working for a good PR company, they should have and work with an SEO company, because those things really do go hand in hand. Obviously, from a press release perspective, right, you're working on the branding side of things, getting, your company in front of people. But obviously, again, at the end of the day, what we're specifically focusing on here with the press release is the press release is great. You can use that as a marketing tool and things like that. But again, what we want is that backlink from that local news organization, right? Or whatever have you, local community. And that way, again, you're establishing the content on your website, right? You're establishing content on all these other websites, and all of these other websites are now linking back to you, creating essentially a spider web effect, right? Which is good. That's how you build authority with Google, is by Google seeing you on other authoritative websites and them linking back to you and you linking to them, showing that obviously you have value to provide. Otherwise, those companies obviously wouldn't be backlinking to you in the first place, right? So, backlinks, super important. The last thing I do want to hit on is just strategy and implementation real quick. Create high quality content, regularly produce content that is valuable, informative, and engaging. This can include, blog posts, how-to guides, infographics, videos, case studies, anything like that. Engage with the community, participate in local events, sponsor community activities, and engage with local influencers. Optimize local SEO. Ensure your business information is consistent across all online directories, citations, your website, etc. And use local keywords in your content and descriptions. So going back to NAP information, name, address, and phone number is super important. Build relationships. Build relationships with local businesses, bloggers, industry experts. Building these relationships can lead to natural backlink opportunities. Again, going back to producing high quality content is obviously one thing, but you want to make sure that those, authoritative niche websites, blog websites, whatever have you, knows that you're there, right? That way they can actually link out to you in the first place. And then obviously, if you're going to be spending money on anything marketing, or even if you're not, if you have a website, whatever you have set up, you want to make sure that you have analytics and reporting properly set up. So make sure that you monitor and analyze, use tools like Google Analytics, Google Search Console, and other software to monitor your backlink profile. We use Ahrefs and a few different programs to do that. And of course, that way you can analyze the performance and see how well you were doing. All right. That is all the time we have for today. I hope you found that useful. Please like, review, subscribe, leave a comment, anything you want to know about that we haven't talked about, any questions that you have about marketing, please comment. We will get back to you. And if you want any video about anything specifically, please leave a comment. Let us know. We will make that video. Once again, my name's Eric Brown. Company is Vi Media. We release Marketing Monday updates every single Monday, and release other videos throughout the week as well. We appreciate everyone's support. Thank you.